Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this how to play video, I'm going to take a look at Tempo Rogue. Tempo Rogue was actually my deck of choice for my final stretch to Legend this season, and I played this Yu Ying's build. It's a Jeff Nomi build. I played a lot of Jeff Nomi builds before. If you have watched videos on this channel, you have seen me play Jeff Nomi a lot, and I just dearly love the card. It's such a great tool against Control Warrior especially, and it's also very effective against something like a Quest Druid if you don't happen to have a very fast start. Obviously, in the grand scheme of things, Nomi is just a small part of the deck. This is a purebred Tempo Rogue. You're going to play stuff on the board, you're going to deny your opponent from doing things, you're going to smack them in the face, and you have a lot of burst to finish them off. So about that denial part, the real tempo part of the deck, Sap. Sap is an awesome tool. Return an enemy minion to your opponent's hand. Essays could be written about how Sap works. Most of the time it is correct to Sap when you have lethal, so you Sap something out of the way so that you can kill the opponent. But sometimes it's correct to Sap something pretty expensive from the board, so that the opponent has to choose, okay, do I actually just use my next turn to replay this thing, essentially doing the thing that I did last turn again, so missing out on a turn, or how do I respond to that? Sapping big minions away can be a very effective way to just deny them from the opponent because they don't have enough time to replay them. Other than Sap, there are some very effective tools to control the game. Because Backstab, obviously a phenomenal spell, deal 2 damage to an undamaged minion, and this can be used to activate various combos. For example, Evil Miscreant, combo add 2 random lackeys to your hand, and lackeys are really powerful. So you Backstab Miscreant, or you coin Miscreant, you get some lackeys to do things. If you're in a matchup where you need to be a little more defensive, you Backstab SI7 Agent, you gain board presence at the same time when you're removing up to 2 minions from the opponent, and that's just a really big deal. There are other ways to gain tempo with this deck, like with Hooked Scimitar. You coin Hooked Scimitar, it will have 4 attack. Dread Corsair costs 1 less per attack of your weapon, so incidentally that will make Dread Corsairs cost 0. So on turn 2 with the coin you can have Hooked Scimitar and a pair of 3/3s on the board. Some really crazy things can happen with this deck. Obviously Dread Corsair can also be played for free with Waggle Pick, but Waggle Pick costs 1 more mana than the Hooked Scimitar to get started. You have a fair few ways to bounce your stuff around. Waggle Pick returns a random friendly minion to your hand, it costs 2 less. Shadow Step can do the same to a targeted friendly minion. The old-fashioned main way to use that is to just Leroy Jenkins, get that back to your hand, Leroy Jenkins again for 3 mana. Just great stuff going on there. But it can also be used with Life Drinkers, with SI7 Agents, with Miscreants. Plus even with South Sea Deckhand if you really need to have the charge effect, but you don't have anything bigger. And the stuff this deck does just doesn't end there. There's also Edwin Van Cleave, so if you can chain a few really inexpensive cards, Backstab, Shadow Steps, Deadly Poison Cat, Deckhand, then you can play a Big Edwin, and Big Edwin is a great way to just win games as well. So as you can see, the deck is full of combos, like combos in the sense of the literal rogue keyword combo, but also combos in the sense of cards that are working very well together. And you're trying to chain those combinations together to deny your opponent from doing things, to return opponent's stuff back to their hand, to get presence on the board, and then to chain up a little bit later in the game even very impressive amounts of damage directly from hand, because you can like bounce your Leroys and you can preparation your Eviscerates and you can just deal a ton of damage directly from hand. Another very noticeable card in the deck is Myra's Unstable Element. Obviously, if you have a Jeff Nomi and you Myra's Unstable Element, you draw your deck, so that means that next turn you can play Jeff Nomi. And on the rare occasion, if you're at 10 mana, you might also be able to prep the Myras and then play Jeff Nomi already on the same turn. And you may want to Shadow Step your Jeff Nomi, so that you can play Jeff Nomi multiple times. But Myra's Unstable Element is much more than Jeff Nomi. Whenever you're just starting to run out of steam, you look for Myras, you get some new resources, and then you try to figure out the puzzle. How do these resources combine into lethal damage? And Rogue has just tons and tons of ways to make that happen. This particular build, this worked extremely well by the way. Yu Ying's build, The main difference between this and some more regular builds is probably the preparation and the deadly poison in the early game, which means that there's only one copy of Scimitar, there's only one copy of Life Drinker, there's no Heistburn Togwaggle in this build. Although running Heistburn Togwaggle probably also mean running Evil Cable Rat, so giving up the power of Togwaggle has also allowed the deck to not run some of the other fairly weak cards on their own. The slight additional emphasis on the early game, prep and deadly poison, this is pretty good, for example, battling against Priest, because that means that you have more ways to get an early Eviscerate, you have more ways to get early weapon damage. So you're able to contest that Priest's very early board before they can just snowball out of control. Overall though, I did not find the preparation very useful, also statistics are showing that preparation is probably the weakest card in this deck. But Deadly Poison on the other hand was doing a very good job. So there is the option to replace the preparation with a second copy of some of the existing cards, for example, but even with that in the deck is quite effective. As for the mulligans with this deck, you're typically looking for Pharaoh Cat, you're looking for Miscreant, you're looking for Henge Clan Tug. Then it really starts to depend, like you would keep Scimitar with Dread Corsairs, some combos. You would keep Scimitar, you would keep Deadly Poison against Priest, trying to limit the early game. Backstab you would keep when you need to defend against Priest, but also against something like Zoo Warlock or Shaman. That might be kept together with an SI7 agent as well, in order to have some of that early defense. And if your hand really lines up well, you might even consider keeping Edwin, because then you could do cheap spells, cheap minions, Edwin. There are just lots and lots of these different combinations and synergies that you want to keep if you find them together. But the most unconditional keeps are the Cat, Miscreant and the Tug. Interestingly enough, the statistics of the deck also show that Chef Nomi is doing extremely well against Druid. It's good against Warrior, but it doesn't really do the job if you try to just keep it against Warrior and try to base all of your game plan around that. You want to try to play your regular game and then you just have Nomi when the Warrior's already probably running out of removal a little bit. But against Druid, keeping Nomi, keeping Myras together with Nomi can just win a lot of games. If you enjoy this content, then please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more. And now, let's go take a look at Tempo Rogue in action. These cards are not what I'm looking for here. Alright. Edwin can be useful. Zulux don't run silence nowadays. Pair of Tugs has some potential. So if I equip the dagger here, do I swing into the Mecharoo? Yeah, I think I do swing into the Mecharoo. Even though that means that the double tug is a little awkward. But it might be one tug into some kind of backstab play. Rogue is not in a great position overall. Oh, that's an awkward minion to deal with. Because he can just value trade into my Henge Clan Tug. I also kind of don't want to sap that. He coiled that out so he can't play the Vulture next turn. That's an upside. I can't dagger up next turn and play another Tug.
Here we go.
So I try something like this. But now he can simply value trade into my Tug. I also don't have the mana.
Hey, I got you, friend.
Oh, even better. Sidekick, I suppose.
Put this apple on your head.
So now I need to backstab the Juggler. Then I need to play the Pharaoh Cat. And then I can play a 6/6 Edwin. So now the 6/6 Edwin, these minions even together don't challenge the 6/6 Edwin unless there's something more from hand. And even if there's like a Direwolf Alpha, he would still have to trade both of them into the Edwin to kill it. And next turn I could play like Dagger Tug. He could have the Diseased Vulture now and start generating 3-drops, which could be a problem, but we'll see. Okay, well, damage Lackey. Kobold Lackey can be used to kill the Edwin. Rush Lackey can also be used, then he just needs to trade away the minion, of course. Not enough mana to play Direwolf Alpha into Rush Lackey. So Rush or Kobold Lackeys can be used to kill the Edwin. And he got some pretty good Lackeys indeed. So manages to kill my Edwin. I'm sad. He also manages to keep Lackey on the board, so if he has the minion, he could do things with that. I mean, I have the option to sap the Genius, but what does that accomplish, really? I think it has to be a Henge Clan Tug turn. Hit into the Genius. So Evil Recruiter could eat the Goblin Lackey in order to generate a 5/5. But how does he kill the... Oh, with the Magic Carpet he can kill the Henge Clan Tug. Yeah, that can happen. Magic Carpet can help a lot with that.
Hey, I got you, friend.
Okay, yeah, these tools can help a lot. Absolutely. That was some absolute great. Myros is not going to be enough. There's not much that I can sap here. Sapping the Evil Genius doesn't actually do a whole lot. He just replays it and eats something and gets some lackeys going too. So that would be a major problem for me. With this one I could kill the Evil Genius. But that's probably something for next turn. Yeah, we'll see about that next turn. Oh no, he found the Vulture now. So now the random 3-drops start coming. How well does he roll? He rolls a Rush minion. Oh my goodness, that's incredible. That Rush minion is so good for him here. Get ready for Nezot and Rag. Yeah, that will be really interesting. That Rush minion really was... that was a game changer. Truly. I mean, he can just replay this next turn again. Even if I sap it now. Mummy hit kills the Genius. Alternatively, 2 mummies kill the Genius. But if he still has the carpet... tough. But I don't think it's Myra's turn yet. If I'm Myra's now, can I have a lethal? Next turn I cannot. So I'll just sap that. I'll play the mummy. Mummy kills that, I kill that, this goes face. Next turn I probably have to play the Myras. And try to assemble the lethal damage for the turn after that. But it's uncertain, because I can't play Myras and Wagglebig on the same turn. That's a problem. Oh, he gets a lifesteal minion. Oh, that's so good. For him, that is. Now it has to be Myras and Sap. But if he has a taunt minion, he can just win with that. Does it have to be Sap on the Pumpkin Peasant? It heals him for at least 3. Maybe it doesn't have to be. 12. He goes to 14. It has to be Myras this turn anyway. That's for sure.
I'm out of cards.
So I didn't get any Leroys or anything like that. I have 2 Shadows, so that's 6. 7. Puts him down to 6. Can't afford to sap that. I have to dagger and deadly poison this turn. Hit phase. So he would need to have deal 16. He doesn't have 16. He has 6 on board. I don't think he has 10 from hand. That would mean Leroy plus Soulfire. If he can give this one more attack, that could help. Okay. If he can give it more attack. Why is all the damage going phase? It's so unlikely that he would actually have lethal here. I don't see how he would have lethal. I just don't see the lethal out for him here. There are no taunts either. So he goes to 12 and I live. And then I have 6, 10, yeah, I have lethal here. Then I just go in with the deckhand. Deckhand goes face, Shadow Step deckhand back to hand. I apologize to my opponent that this is going to take a while, but hey, I didn't get better cards, what can I do? These were the cards that I was dealt with. So this is how we kill him. Alright, that looked pretty desperate for a while there, but it turned out to be a fine rogue game. That's tough. We'll see. Oh, at least the priest had to mulligan everything too. So I would dearly love to be on the coin here. Okay, cat is not bad. Obviously there could be a cleric in response, but that's relatively unlikely. It's going to be the 2-3. Cleric and shield. Nothing. Nothing. I like nothing. I like nothing a lot. Then the cat connects to the face. So I would have like Shadow Step Leroy for later. But I might also have to use the Shadow Step just to get something done here. But that would only give me 4 damage, not 5 damage. Oh dear. So how do I do this? I don't have the tools to kill the Tolvir here. So if I Shadow Step the cat, I could use SS7 agent to kill the sidekick. I still can't kill the Tolvir. I guess I need to try something like that. I could also get an evil miscreant on this board. Get some lackeys. Lackeys can give me a rush. It's time to get the miscreant out there. There is a rush lackey. Okay, we'll try this. Melosh, hi! Very nice incoming Hearthstone changes on stream later. I already did that on YouTube, right? And Matski subscribed for 24 months. That is 2 years. Well, that's a long time. Okay, so now if I play the cat, I can deal 2 plus 4. I can kill this, but I can't kill the cleric. But that still looks like the best thing I can do here. Why is it always a generous mummy?
This guy's toast.
That guy's toast. And then this guy has rush.
Hey, lights out.
I'm actually able to kill the injured Tolvir, even though I cannot kill the Nocha cleric. So now this is dangerous moment. Circle would be such an incredible card here, for example. But we'll see. Another cleric is also an incredible card.
In the light. God's name.
Light Warden isn't bad. But this does spend all the mana. So this might still work out for me. I can kill a cleric. I can kill a cleric. The other cleric will survive. I guess that happens. So I can play a Dread Corsair on this board. And I can backstab the Light Warden. And I can kill a cleric.
Here we go.
And I can Witchy Lackey myself a 4-drop.
Stormy, stormy.
So I can try something like this. I didn't want to play the deckhand because of Pyromancer possibility. Yeah, Matsuki, 2 years. That is incredible. The priest got a lot of draws with the clerics. A lot of draws. Can I bring it back? Okay, some arms and Divine Spirit. That's not too bad, right? That's not too bad. 4 plus 3. That's 1 dead cleric. I just need to combo this. Do I combo it with the Generous Mummy? Or do I combo it with the deckhand? Can I actually use the Generous Mummy here? His cards will be so cheap though. I think I still go for it. His Generous Mummy and the Scimitar. Scimitar and this kill the cleric. These go face. But his cards are really cheap now. This is a scary moment. Oh no, and he had High Priest Amet. Which was pretty much the worst possible card he could have, or the best possible from his perspective, of course. Saw him use 1 Divine Spirit. But all he needs is to play some minions, and he might have some big minions, yeah. Maybe the reboot is not going to work out for me. So he had 2 Divine Spirits.
Hey, I got you.
And he had a sidekick. But he uses a silence now. And that's interesting. Because now if he doesn't have another silence, and I can buy 1 turn with this. 8, 9, 10. Push 14 this turn. Or even more. Yeah, this is interesting. There was also the Myros. Myros was also an option. So now we push face. With all that we've got. We put the priest down to 10. Priest used a silence. So he needs another silence and he needs a combo piece to kill me. He actually had exactly that in his hand. Wow, that was a very unpredictable hand, I would say. On the coin having Waggle Pick and Dread Corsair. Now it's going to be coin Scimitar. Maybe. Try to be aggressive. I'm definitely considering coin Scimitar on 2. Because then I can also get the Dread Corsair out there. And on 3 mana. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. Coin Scimitar. Dread Corsair, hit face. Let's give this a try. Just to see what happens. That's a pretty nutty opener. Does Hunter have some tools? I mean, he needs some secrets at least, right? That shot might buy him enough time. Maybe. It's just an SI7 agent on the board so that I can just continue being very aggressive. You play your hand. Well, you also play your deck, but also your hand. And right now my hand is saying be very, very aggressive. And when my hand says be very, very aggressive, I comply. So that may have drawn Zephyrus now. But can Zephyrus even solve this? Ziliax. Much better. So he's at 12. Seven. Yeah, that's lethal.
Hey, lights out.
Pow to the face and... Pow to the face and... Pow to the face and pow to the face. There were multiple lethals there, there was also one with the deckhand, but I figured I would go for this one. It seemed nice. But I'm beginning to think that all of these are actually aggro warriors. We'll see. I'm beginning to think that everyone is playing aggro warrior now. No one's actually playing control. But I suppose we will find out soon enough. So I have the coin Miscreant available, I have the coin SI7 Agent available. Are you telling me that this is actually a control warrior? Interesting. Going with the coin Miscreant here. Let's get some lackeys. Kobold and Titanic. Alright, this is a control warrior. Well, that matchup is more difficult for me. I have Myros, so if I can pick up some Shadow Steps and Nomi, I might just be able to do it if I can do it fast enough. But he's not playing anything, which makes my life more difficult. I'm going to play a Titanic Lackey on that. So go to dagger up and hit there. So that if he now has a rush minion, then this 1/6 is a very effective block to that doing anything useful. Here is the mummy. As you can see, the mummy doesn't do much yet. But how do I go forward from here? I mean, do I just take the damage? Next turn Brawl is available, so I don't want to play all of my minions. I'll probably just face tank the money and push a little bit with these. I can dagger up again. And these warriors nowadays don't have a lot of weapon removal, so I think I can afford to deadly poison here. Just to keep my hand size lower a little bit. This is probably at least one brawl, so I would need a Shadow Step with Nomi in order to find success. Now I need to play some stuff out there. The cat is fine. Ooh, an Ancestral Guardian. Yeah, we're playing that one. I'm trying to keep pushing here. Alright, that's cool. Obviously, Triple Warpath clears this up, but Triple Warpath would clear anything that I can play. So, it's cool. We get rid of one Warpath at least. Then I'll do the Kobold and the SI7. We can do another Pharaoh Cat too. I want to get rid of cards in hand. This might be a Candle Taker. Yeah, this could be a Candle Taker turn. Just push the tree and dagger up again. I will need to play the Myros relatively soon, I'm afraid. So that means next turn there can be some big 5/8 Tomb Wardens. Nasty stuff that... I think I'm going to spend my resources on killing that one here.
This guy's toast.
And the dagger hit too. And then I just hit face with these. But do I eviscerate face? Because next turn there could be a Tomb Warden. Do I need something? I might need something to do. Deal with the Tomb Warden, yeah. I can't just sap a Tomb Warden. But I couldn't just sap the Armageddon because of the threat of the Tomb Warden. So no Tomb Warden yet. Okay. Then what? A 4/4 flunky. Alright. This is probably going to be... Is this going to be a Myra's turn? I could backstab, hit, play the Dread Corsair, play Myra's. Be all set for next turn. I will get to draw 8 of my cards. I think that has got to be the line. There's the backstab there. I'll play the Dread Corsair. Use this to trade in, use this to trade in. I'll use this to push 3 damage. And I will Myra's for a handful of cards.
I'm out of cards.
And then I didn't find Leroy, but I didn't find a deckhand. I did find Nomi and Shadow Step. So can I kill him now? This is 6. I would need another 17. I don't really have another 17, right? I have 8, 12. Well, I get pretty close, but not quite close enough. Next turn also the Omega Devastators are available. I think it has to be Nomi Shadow Step, right? I think it just has to be. Five mana Nomi. That's cool.
Go.
Hit face with the dagger. Do I eviscerate face now? Yeah, I do eviscerate face this turn as well. Put the warrior down to 12. But he has the armor hero power. And all his mechs have rush. So he could have a couple of Omega Devastators and armor hero power. That could happen. I still have a sap, I still have an eviscerate. Weapon damage is coming in. I'm starting to take some fatigue, of course. He has a discovered taunt from the flunky. I'm not sure if he has any Armageddon buffed taunts left. If he had 2 borders, I think he would have played them. But he has enough mana that he can just brawl this board and do something else in addition to that. But now the Tomb Warden, he's at 19 and that's 18. I need 1 more. Sap 1. Yeah, that's just lethal. We sap 1 of those. Play your bagel, pick 1 of these trades in. Hit. No, it's so lethal already with the bagel pick. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.